We'll talk with this astronaut, the second man to walk on the moon, next on Comcast Newsmakers.
Bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Welcome back to Newsmakers. Dr. Buzz Aldrin is a unique individual. He was the second person to walk on the moon. But now in his late 70s, as he looks back on his life, he says his biggest accomplishment was kicking his addiction.
Liftoff.
It was July 20th, 1969, when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong took one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. The former astronaut was in Fort Lauderdale for the Broward Housing Solutions annual event and told us during his historic moonwalk he was too preoccupied with the details of the mission to consider the big picture.
And if we got caught up in the bigness of the opportunity that was given to us, it might not be too appropriate to our doing the best performance during the missions. So we tried to set aside the significance. My immediate background was in orbital mechanics and an appreciation for the sun and the earth going around the sun and the moon going around the earth. And there was an appreciation, I guess, of the universe being viewed in a slightly expanded way, but I also had the humility to know that the earth and the moon are so close together in our solar system, and our solar system is just a small part of one star amongst the many in the Milky Way galaxy.
After returning from walking on the moon, Aldrin was ill-prepared for the notoriety and fame. With a background in science and the military, this time in the spotlight caused uneasiness and discontent. He turned to alcohol to sedate the experience and found he needed to employ Alcoholics Anonymous as a final solution. Aldrin says this recovery process is his greatest accomplishment.
I don't think that the flights to the moon, from my perspective, created a significant difference in my understanding or lack of understanding. I think that if anything, the recovery programs that I've been through since then have initiated me through conversations with a sponsor and other people to more broad ideas and concepts of spirituality and where humans fit in this evolving little snippet of an exposure that we here on Earth have.
Since the early Apollo program, Aldrin has always been involved in some phase of the space effort. He feels we're currently at a crossroads, deciding where we go after the space station project terminates in 2010.
It's a very difficult position that we find ourselves in, trying to be as economical as possible with the space station, turning things over to the Russians, maybe more so than we should have. Because right now, if we stop flying the orbiter, the only way into space is with the Russians. I don't think we've ensured ourselves to do what we should be doing, which is to have more than one way of getting people into orbit. We paid the price almost 6 years without flying anyone between 1975 and 1981. And it's going to be another 5 years after 2010 until 2015. And we've, I think, not chosen well in what we're trying to fill the gap with, because it's very tempting to the Europeans, the Japanese, and the Indians to invest in upgrades of Russian equipment rather than our expensive mooncraft, which could leave us in a great position of jeopardy for the next 20 years in the ability to deliver economically human beings to low Earth orbit.
This hour's newsmaker has been Dr. Buzz Aldrin, giving us his perspective of walking on the moon. In Fort Lauderdale for Comcast Newsmakers, I'm Spiro Canton. Thank you for joining us.
The preceding has been a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers. And now, back to CNN Headline News.